This is a unique building. It's always been a public library. You know, it's been donated by courts. It's a total unique part of Paisley, along with a lot of the great buildings in Paisley. I love the natural light that's in it, having the roof that's got the light window panelling on it. Just the natural light in it's just fantastic. The bits I don't like about it is virtually every year since I've been here, we have leaks, and the leaks just go on forever. What's definitely really wrong is the access. Now we've got these huge amount of stairs and it's just not good for customers. Well, what I know now is that we're moving to what's an old shop in the high street, and I have had a good look just through the window. It looks very small. I personally wish we could stay here. No, that's not possible. I'm trying to be positive about it, but because this is the area I've worked in all this time, and yes, feel as if I lived here as well, that hope it works well for us.
We've got, you'll see CDs, DVDs, books. It's how much space, because if you put in more CDs, obviously you've got to take out some books. So we're constantly moving stock about, trying to display things so folk know what we've got, looking at different ways of displaying. We've got lots of information, posters, newspapers. We've probably got less books than we had about 10 years ago because we use a lot. I don't know if any of you use e-books in the library. You can borrow e-books, you can borrow e-magazines. So people are probably looking at different ways. So some people think we don't need as much shelving for books because we've got other ways that people can come in and use the library. So we need to think about all of that as well when we're moving. The plan is to upgrade this existing building into a new super museum. There'll also be a heritage centre. As part of that plan, there will be a brand new library. The library won't be in this building. It's moving down the high street. We're quite pleased in a lot of ways because it's a shop front, which is great. It's right in the high street. So a new building, custom built, a lot more we can do with it. It'll also help to regenerate the town centre because hopefully having a nice big library, which is quite lively in the middle of the street, will help as well to regenerate and get a lot more traffic into the street. So that's it, there are a lot of advantages.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle and here's my spout. When the kettle whistles, hear me shout.
We get such a good feedback from BookBug for the babies and for the toddlers groups, and I don't think many mums would cope without it being there because it's valuable for them, it's valuable for the library, and it does everybody a good service and a good turn. The kids are loving it as well. I've started singing all the songs at home. All these kind of different nursery rhymes for different developments. There's one that helps with their speech, there's one that helps with counting and kind of rhymes, and it's really good for kind of getting their cognitive function going as well. And I love the whole sociable aspect of it, and I like how that's becoming more of the norm. Then you have to come to the library and keep really quiet and hush tones because it's now really friendly, it's more family friendly environment. So I'm big on the social aspects of the library. So in the new library I would like more sociable groups because we've got our book bug and everything else, but I would like more different kind of meets and greets for maybe babies, maybe children, and I would like it to be more, or people to be more aware. I want more kind of publicity brought to the library because it is a good service.
Well, for me, most of the time I'd use the computers to do research and do my job search and things like that. But I've also with the writers group, I've been here since quite a long time. Mm-hmm. And I've seen a lot of changes. When we had our little rooms to ourselves, and now we're stuck to 2 people in the car. But of course, for the group, there need to be a good number to cope with it. Say, having a room for ourselves, or a wee section for ourselves. If it's just going to be the 2 of us, then that's really a wee corner. But if we can manage to get at least 10 people.
We'd like to promote it a wee bit and get a few more people coming, you know.
In this new library, I'd like to see, well, as we see in it, there's a space for computers, we can use them. And the book's reasonably laid out, so you can go to that section and that section. You know what you're looking for, you know, we'll be find it.
Hopefully it'll be big enough that, you know, that's the main worry about the size of it. I mean, the amount of computers that they have now to fit that into a space and then have the library books into a smaller space. That's going to be quite a task, I would imagine.
One way of looking at it is that this move is about actually the high street rather than the library. And so would it be fair to say there's a concern amongst this group then that the library's needs are not actually being considered then?
So nowadays it's to try and get people into it, whereas people don't really use the community centres anymore, the halls, but they use the library, as you say, a knitting group or whatever, because it brings people in the door. It's bums on seats, I'm afraid, and that is, you have to expand to do that, and you know, have lots of different areas to try and use it. I want it to be welcoming when you come in the door. I want it to be open, I want it to be accessible, I want it to be bright, but I'd like it to flow and I'd like it to be cheerful, and I want it to be children friendly. I don't want kids to come into a library and be frightened that this is a grown up space.
I just want you to get into pairs or groups. Imagine I am the designer of the new place, right? Well, what are the top 5 things that I should be thinking about in terms of designing the new library? What things should I have on my list?
I think it's just the history behind it. I think it's pretty interesting because like it's an old building, so like the library itself is pretty old. So I quite like that. Obviously, there's a lot more books up here than what there would be at the Tannehill Centre because it's a big library. So I don't really want it to move. A lot of the teenagers nowadays are so into like computers and internet, so like they don't really come to the library much to read. If you could do like audiobooks, like we've got this website where you can like get books online, so that would probably help more as well. The hardbacks are like sort of like dying out, like the paper versions of the books are dying out, so like it'd probably be better to get more online books, but then I also really like a library. So what I would like in this library would be have like equal spacing between the 3 age groups. Like you could have like a proper space for like the adults, and then you can have like an even space for the children and the teenagers, and the teenagers might feel like they're more interested in the library rather than it just being about the children and the adults, and like a more selection of books for the teenagers, because like most of the teenage books are shared with the children, and then I think maybe more studying facilities.
A lot of the customers are very concerned about us moving down there, but we have to try and put a positive slant on that because we have to get them to come with us. We just have to make the best of any space. We all do that. You do it in your home, you do it anywhere. We want something that's going to make us all feel comfortable. I think that's really important. A lot of our customers I'll meet occasionally and they say, oh, don't come to Central anymore, can I do the stairs? And they go to other libraries. So we might get those customers back, and we might get new customers for that reason, for both us and for our customers. We've got to get that right.